You can get free tickets. Enthusiasm, right now. Taming Your Boss from Hell, Monday at 3.
Well, I think I can see why this sweater was in the back of that closet. What's that stain look like to you?
10 to 1, it's not red wine.
I put my money on blood, and I'll better your odds it's Link Lafferty's.
I don't understand. These pictures were taken the day of my wedding?
Yeah, just before Royce went upstairs to get dressed.
What is my mother doing in Royce's living room?
I don't know. I guess she was taking care of some last-minute details.
My mother had nothing to do with last-minute details, last minute or otherwise. I mean, she barely agreed to show up for the ceremony.
You mean she never told you she'd been to see Royce that day?
Never said a word.
How did you find me?
I always know where to find you, Eddie, Eddie. This time I called the Falcon Club first and they referred me to this number.
There was no need to bother me here. Again, you got what you wanted?
I only got the 850,000 you already owed me. I should not have had to do double duty and get wounded in the process. Although, you should be glad to hear that my wounds are healing nicely.
You went too far, Hans. There was no need to endanger my cousin or his wife.
You gave me no choice. Debts must be paid. You still haven't learned your lesson. You still haven't suffered enough.
Believe me, we have all suffered more than enough. Hans, are you aware that Interpol knows where you are? You will be arrested the minute you leave Iran.
Thank you so much for the warning. But don't worry. If they are as successful in their efforts to apprehend me as they've been in the past, I won't have to answer any questions that might prove, shall we say, embarrassing to the great Grimaldi Empire. I just called to let you and your cousin Damien know that I'm not through with you.
You are no position to make threats, Hans.
Eduardo? What's going on?
You're pure, you're natural, you're one of a kind. You're my ivory, baby.
You're pure, you're soft, you're just the right touch. You're my ivory, baby.
Unlike soaps with heavy perfumes and greasy creams, Ivory is pure. It doesn't need anything else to baby, even a baby's skin.
You're my ivory, baby.
Baby your skin with Ivory.
Wrap yourself in softness, feel it on your skin. Downy softness, come on in, come on in. Wrap yourself in softness, feel it on your skin. Come on in.
Wrap yourself in the softness that even stands up to line drying. Mid-price brands can leave clothes feeling stiffer, but only Downy gives you the most fluffy softness with Downy's April freshness.
Wrap yourself in softness, come on in to Downy.
You work harder, you get better, right? But working to condition my perm made it flatter. Then I found this, Pert Plus, just right for perms. Using a separate conditioner after you shampoo can flatten your perm. This is better. It leaves hair fuller. It cleans gently, then conditions just where you need it. So your hair is fuller and soft too.
Pert Plus for permed and color-treated hair. Fuller hair, no fuss.
I didn't mean to startle you, but Jane said you were on the phone with Europe, and it's the middle of the night over there. Is something wrong?
No, of course not. No, that was one of my more difficult shipping clients. Got Cesare out of bed to complain about a late delivery. I told Cesare to go back to sleep, and I talked to him in the morning.
Well, that's a relief. I thought there might have been some bad news about Damien.
No, Damien is fine. He's progressing nicely, thank you.
Good.
And you just came from court, yes?
Yes, we finally have a jury selected, and it looks like the trial is going to start tomorrow. Listen, Eduardo, I saw a notice of a change in the Kingsley Malta accounting policies, and I was wondering if this was something that Damien had approved.
No, Emily and I discussed it. It was just something trivial we didn't want to bother Damien with.
Well, it seemed like a fairly significant change to me.
Well, it was just something that, in the nature of streamlining the company, that we had discussed before all this ugliness started, and I just didn't have time to implement it before Damien left.
Well, I was just...
Ah, Jane said you were in here. Eduardo, so this is where you hide out from Lucinda.
I don't think I was hiding. I have business at Kingsley's Malta.
Sounds like a good excuse
Is
to me.
there something that we can do for you here, Kurt?
Well, if you're using the royal we, yes, there is. You can have dinner with me tonight.
Why don't we discuss that in my office?
Wherever you say.
Excuse us, please.
Are you sure you want to be looking at those? I mean, what's the point?
Well, now that I've started, I want to make sure I don't miss a thing.
Well, you won't miss a thing because you're just looking at all of them.
You're here! Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so excited. Oh, Emily!
Hey, Emily.
Oh, this is great. I was going to call you tonight. Listen, we're going to Paris in the morning, and I figured you could give us some tips since you've been there like a zillion or something. I haven't been there a zillion times. I got to get back to the office. Excuse me. I'm assuming that you overheard what went down between Caleb and Royce the other night in one way?
Yeah, I did. And I'm not surprised. I warned you.
Yeah, well, you were right. And I just want you to know that I told him I never want anything to do with him ever again.
Well, that's smart of you. I wish more people would feel that way. Listen, I gotta go.
Emily, what about Paris? I mean, I was thinking you could give us some tips.
You know what? Pick up some of those travel brochures. I'll give you all the information you need. Andy, thanks.
Oh, this is great. She's furious with me about what happened with Royce. I guess I should have told her about it, but I just didn't see the point.
Oh, come on, Julie, don't make a big deal about it, all right? Here.
Oh, you mean like you did?
I didn't make a big deal about it. I just told Royce where he stood, that's all.
Well, like I didn't say it clear enough, right?
I don't think that that's what she's upset about.
What?
Well, I think she got upset when she saw a couple of these pictures I took of her wedding day that didn't happen. That's what she's upset about.
And then we show up about to go on a romantic trip.
Well, we should be a reminder to her that she's lucky the wedding never happened. Think if she was married to Royce and then he hit on you.
Yeah, really. Hey, have you eaten today?
No, I haven't.
Let's order up a pizza.
Okay, we could do that. I'm just thinking maybe I should call Susan.
What about?
Well, just to let her know that Emily's upset about these photos. I'm probably making too much of it. What do you want on your pizza?
Why do you suppose he didn't dispose of this stuff? Or just have his sweater cleaned?
Well, you know, he may not have even noticed the blood on that sweater. And given how neat the rest of the closet was, I suspect he just wanted to get out of the clothes that he'd worn that night, just throw them in a corner and forget about them.
Yeah, and two, he wasn't expecting to have a stroke and die.
True. Also, we know that Lafferty was shot at close range. A position that this blood stain would support the theory that the gun went off in a struggle.
Hal, look, I don't mean to bug you about this, but Valerie's having a really hard time. Is there any way we can speed this up, do you suppose?
I'm afraid not, Seth, and I'd like you to have Miss Simon come in here, please.
Valerie.
Mrs. Simon, we found these clothes wadded up in the back of Ned's closet.
This is such an invasion of his privacy. He was the most orderly man in the world.
Well, I can see that, Mrs. Simon. That's why it's so odd that we found this sweater, this pair of pants, and this shirt thrown in a pile on the floor back there, but we think we know why. The sweater has a stain on it, which appears to be blood. We have reason to believe it's Link Lafferty's blood.
Oh, come on. That's ridiculous.
Well, these are the facts, Seth. Ned flew to St. Louis the morning that Link Lafferty was killed. He rented a car at the St. Louis airport. He drove roughly 450 miles before he returned it late that night. That's roughly a round trip from Oakdale to St. Louis. Furthermore, the car he rented was a red sedan. It matches the description of a vehicle seen leaving the Yardley Motel parking lot shortly after a gunshot was heard. Now, I know that the gun was already in the motel room, so I am not saying that Ned went there with intent to shoot Link. But something could have set him off when he got there.
Well, you can't be telling us that he did all this Just because his daughter was upset.
Not because she was upset, but because he thought Link was responsible for Debbie trying to commit suicide. Yes, I do know about that.
So, Dad, how's my salad?
Great.
Here, try some Bacos.
Bacos?
Better? Much better? Can I use your credit card?
Cholesterol-free Bacos. Makes every bite better.
Wait till they try Cheese Whiz Squeezable on their broccoli instead of butter or margarine. With 25% less fat, they'll go nuts. Told you, Cheese Whiz Squeezable cheese sauce.
Any tear-free shampoo is okay for your baby.
Not my baby.
Just because a shampoo claims to be tearless, that doesn't mean it has Johnson's patented No More Tears formula. It's as gentle to eyes as pure water. No wonder more hospitals use it.
There we go.
Johnson's Baby Shampoo. Because your baby is all that matters.
Buying 100% Colombian coffee can be tricky if you don't know what to look for. Because some coffee is only part Colombian. And some coffee isn't any part Colombian. So how can you be sure you're getting the richest coffee in the world? Always look for Juan Valdez. He'll only be on brands that are 100% Colombian coffee. The richest coffee in the world. Look for the symbol of Juan Valdez on brands like Hills Brothers 100% Colombian coffee.
I work on a boat on the Seine in Paris, and this is the lost and found. Paris is like champagne, it goes straight to your head. So it's no wonder people lose things. We find the bags and wallets, cameras, backpacks. A shoe falls out of the... Usually we find not much inside. There's a very special feeling in Paris. The history. Do you know Louis XVI? Even he lost something. His head.
American Express traveler's checks. Don't leave home without them.
A party of uncommon elegance requires a chef with the ultimate good taste.
Gotta chop you up and throw you in the bouillabaisse.
A tasty northern exposure tonight.
Holden, I can't. I owe it to Damien to go to Malta with him. But as soon as he's completely recovered, I'll tell him about us and I'll come home to you.
Lily, what time is it?
It's after 1 o'clock. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to wake you.
Oh, I'm glad you did. Couldn't you sleep?
No, not really. I kept wondering if I had locked the doors to the terrace.
Hey, will you stop worrying about it? The guards are on duty around the clock. Actually, why don't you open just a little bit so we'll let the night air in?
Are you sure it's safe?
Hey, Lily, look at me. We're as safe here as we could possibly be anywhere in the world. Hans is in Iran, far away from here. Don't worry.
I hope so. Okay. A little bit.
You're gorgeous.
I shouldn't be keeping you awake.
Oh, no, I think you should. I like having you here. Will you stay with me for a while? Just
Oh, well, I will, of course, of course. If you promise to close your eyes and try to get some sleep.
done. I don't like the idea of you lying upstairs, frightened by thoughts of Hans. I should be holding you in my arms, so you feel protected.
Well, it wasn't just the fear of Hans that kept me awake. I was thinking about you as a little boy.
Oh, God. Mom had to throw albums out again.
No. Actually, she told me About your horse, Fresco.
What did she say?
Just that you loved him very much. And that you had been warned not to take dangerous jumps, and one day you did. Fresco broke his leg, he had to be destroyed. Actually, Mama doesn't know the whole story. When my father tried to send me back to the house, I refused to go. And after my mom left without me, he handed me the rifle. You were 9 years old. Yeah. Well, Papa said if I was old enough to refuse to obey, I was old enough to take responsibilities for my decisions and my actions. And he was right. I mean, the accident was my fault. So, it was up to me to put Fresco out of his misery. My father helped me aim, but he made me pull the trigger. It was the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life. When it was done, I just stood with Fresco for hours, talking to him. Just felt so angry with myself, not just because of what I'd done. I was a boy. So your mother never knew what your father made you do? No, my dad says we would never speak about it. We never did.
Shannon, now come on, you've been offered all kinds of community service projects. Why does it have to be the Earl Mitchell Center?
Because that's my center. Lisa and I started it with my Uncle Earl's money.
And Duncan is the executive director, so you can't help but run into each other now and then, even though he's not there.
What are you two doing here?
Well, it's nice to see you too, Mom.
Yeah, well, I thought, Shannon, I thought you were going to fix dinner for Tom at his place.
Well, she was, but Marilyn was available to watch the boys, so I figured I would have an adult evening. It's nice to see you too.
Good luck.
I thought maybe you'd join us.
Oh, well, I'll do my best to try. I've got a great table for you. It's in the garden room.
No, as a matter of fact, I want to stay out here where the action is.
Oh, you do?
Uh-huh.
Fine. Excuse me.
Lisa seems scattered tonight. More than usual.
Yeah, well, she's probably got a big date she doesn't want me to know about.
Why don't you like Eduardo?
How much time do you have?
Please bring a split of your best bubbly for the gentleman, and I'll have some sparkling grape juice.
Well, what's the occasion?
Boy, I don't know. It beats me. You're gonna have to ask my wife here. She arranged it all, but it's still a big mystery.
The mystery will unfold as the evening progresses.
I can't wait.
Enjoy. Oh, good evening, Lois. Would you like a table?
No, thanks. I'll just have a drink at the bar.
Well, don't you look beautiful?
Oh, my darling friends, I'm so glad to see you. Your table is ready.
Great. Look who's here.
Lisa, I thought you said they were going to be at Tom's.
Well, they were. I'm so sorry. It's just that, well, they changed their plans.
No, it's okay. It's not your fault, and we're not hiding from anybody.
Well, come on, to your table.
Okay.
Shannon O'Hara, interior design.
Well, I thought of something like Chez and Chez by Shannon, but I figured something simple and to the point was more de rigueur for Oakdale. And I'm giving you my very, very first card because who better than an architect to pass some business my way?
Oh, I don't know, maybe an architect who has had a commission in the last year?
Oh, come on. You will. You'll have many more commissions when Riverwalk becomes famous.
Well, you know what? I was at your place when Franny was living there, and if I'm not mistaken, there were a couple rooms upstairs that needed a going over.
Tom, I'm sure that Royce has a very distinctive style. He doesn't need a decorator, do you?
Oh, he's right. As a matter of fact, I do have a couple of rooms that need to be redone badly, but I can't afford it right now.
Oh. Well, how about if I do those rooms for free, just so long as clients can come see them, and then I can keep you on the client list, too.
Always like that word free.
You can afford it, too.
So when can I see him?
How about right now? Graham's been complaining we don't have dinner guests often enough lately.
Oh, well, Tommy and I are having dinner tonight.
Well, come on, Tom, let's go.
Well, thanks for the invite. Shannon, you go ahead. I think I'm going to stick around and keep Mom company. I believe I've spotted the reason why she's so rattled.
Well, if my being here is going to make everybody uncomfortable, maybe I should take you up on your offer. Let's stop by and see Jessica and Duncan before we leave.
It's a revolution.
Casting tone-on-tone colorant from L'Oreal. Natural-looking hair color with incredible shine. Just twist the applicolor. Simple. No ammonia. It's gentle. Casting from L'Oreal. Hair color with brilliant shine.
How can I ever forget one of my special customers, little Michael? Every week he'd come in, and every time he'd say, his eyes shining.
Stork reason, please, Mrs. Lang.
One of those reasons I had to give him immediately. The others I put in a bag for him. Now there is Stork Chocolate Reason, a long-lasting, chewy chocolate caramel covered with rich chocolate, just right for Michael.
Stork Chocolate Reason, please, Mrs. Lang.
And Michael still eats the first one immediately. Stork Chocolate Reason, the everlasting chocolate chew.
You may think Scotch-Brite Never Rust soap pads are like ordinary steel wool, but once you get down to heavy-duty scouring, you'll think differently. Scotch-Brite Never Rust pad for pad out-clean steel wool with no rust or splinters. And now, Scotch-Brite introduces new Never Scratch, the first soap pad that cleans many delicate surfaces, even Teflon, without scratching like steel wool or rusting. New Never Scratch, another Scotch-Brite idea from 3M.
Is Murphy obsessed with death?
It's coming closer with every tick of the clock.
In 5, 4, 3, Murphy Brown. Then, will an act of public passion
Security, the sportswear!
upset John's election to the school board? Don't you people have a bedroom at home? All new Hearts of Fire right after Murphy Brown tonight.
The CBS Evening News with Dan Rather and Connie Chung, where your world comes together.
I'll go get the bags. Oh, okay.
Hi.
Hi.
I just wanted to let you know we were back. Can we start picking up stuff in the kitchen? And...
yeah, go ahead. We're done in there. Go ahead.
Hal, you know, what you're suggesting is so completely out of character for Ned. Ned was a man of uncompromising integrity. Even if he had been somehow responsible for Link's death, he never would have stood by and let Connor Walsh be indicted for the murder.
Yeah, that part of it bothered me, too. But, you know, as a parent, I know how protective I feel of Jennifer, and if a punk like Lafferty did anything like that to her, and I knew that she really needed me, I don't think I'd be so quick to turn myself in, either. Who knows? You gotta walk in another guy's shoes.
Seth, I'm not sure I'm up to packing anything now. I'll just let them go on and do what they have to, okay? And we'll come back another time.
We'll be out of your way very shortly, Mrs. Simon, and I'm sorry for all the inconvenience of all this. There is one thing that I need from you, though. I would like to see the letter that Ned wrote to his daughter. From what I've heard, there might be something in it that suggests he was ready to confess just before he had his stroke. I can drop by your place when we're done here.
No, I'd rather go home and bring it back. If Seth will go with me.
Well, I really think this whole thing is just a big waste of time. I mean, if Link was killed the day after Debbie went into the hospital, somebody else had to use Ned's credit card, fly to St. Louis and rent the car. And he never would have left Debbie's side. Wasn't he there the whole time?
No. And as a matter of fact, there was one whole day where I couldn't get in touch with him. And he didn't tell me where he had been.
I have an even better idea. Let's use this place like a show place to make money for the Earl Mitchell Center. Now, Now, we'll leave everything downstairs, just like it is. But upstairs, local decorators can take one room each and show off their talents.
What do you think, Graham? Every last fine folk of Oakdale traipsing through the house.
You know, Graham, I didn't see your rooms, but I would love to create the quintessential English butler's quarters.
I bet Graham would be surprised to realize that he's been living in simulated English butler's quarters all this time.
If you'll excuse me.
Sure. Easy for you to say.
Yeah. What should we drink to?
Being wild and carefree.
Excuse me, sir.
Congratulations! You're eating solid foods. You're ready to graduate the Carnation Follow-Up Formula. No formula's more nutritious, and it's priced up to 20% less. Carnation Follow-Up Formula, the right formula at the right time and the right price.
Jim and Dean's sausage biscuits, hard to top, right? I think we've done it. We put it in a new, fluffy, home-style biscuit, like Mama thought she made. Try them, I think you'll like them. Taste that country goodness.
Susan Anderson just did something totally new that made her feel alive and different. She just took a state-of-the-art shower with new Jergens Refreshing Body Shampoo. This advanced new system combines a dual-textured sponge and a cleanser made with MAP, which unlike soap helps skin retain its moisture. Clean, invigorating, no dry or filmy feeling. So take a state-of-the-art shower with new Jergens Refreshing Body Shampoo for skin that feels fresh and healthy.
Now even permed hair can be this healthy and shiny with Pantene Pro V shampoo and new treatment conditioner for permed hair. Perming took the healthy shine away. Pro V put it back. Pantene's Pro Vitamins go into your hair, improving it deep down. Your curls get a healthy boost to really shine.
Pantene Pro V, now with a new line of treatment conditioners.
There's one just right for your hair. You'll see.
We'll continue with part 2 of As the World Turns in just a moment.
Simply fabulous.
Young and the restless.
Simply wonderful.
Bold and the beautiful.
Simply more than any other.
As the World Turns and Guiding Light.
CBS Daytime has received 65 Emmy nominations for being simply outstanding.
Price is Right.
Congratulations to all our nominees.
This is CBS.
Well, they're irritating, they're impossible, and you work for them. I'm talking about bosses from hell. On the next Hour Northwest, we're going to teach you how to tame your own taskmasters. Others have done it, now you can too. Monday at 3.
One of my twin boys was eating his food, and I headed for his plate, and he covered it, and he said, "No, Mommy, that's my food." I realized then that I really had a problem. I went to Jenny Craig because from the very beginning of the program, they start teaching you how to not be on the program, how to cook differently, and to change your lifestyle. I feel attractive again.
Lose all the weight you want for $7 a week. That's just $1 a day. Call 1-800-94-JENNY.
When we first brought our baby home from the hospital, it was a little scary. He was so tiny. And what a big responsibility. Right? Now there's a way for new parents to get answers to their questions. Cairo and Multicare Health Systems have joined together to offer a free workshop called What to Expect During Your Baby's First Year. This free workshop will be held Tuesday, May 3rd at Marybridge Children's Hospital. Call now to register. You'll both be glad you did.
And now part 2 of As the World Turns.
Well, this is, among other things, unexpected. Join us for a drink?
No. No, thank you. This is not a social call here. I need to speak with you alone, please.
You know, actually, Emily, your timing is just perfect because Graham was just going to show me his, well, the kitchen. You know, so if you'll excuse us, I'll bet there's a big basement underneath this house, isn't there? You can show me that.
Come on in. Sit down.
No, thank you.
correct me if I'm wrong, but seems you have something to say to me?
Now, there's something I want to hear from you. The truth.
About what?
About why you really left me at the altar.
I've already told you the truth.
Look, I just came from Andy's. And I saw the photos of a day in the life of a bridegroom.
That can't have been fun.
No, but it was enlightening. There are 2 or 3 photos of you and my mother taken right here in this house just a few hours before the ceremony. Now, what was my mother doing here?
Why don't you ask her?
I will, don't worry. I want to hear it from you first. Now, was she here to welcome you into the family? Give you some free advice for newlyweds?
Oh, Emily, you know that your mother was never, how can I put this, entirely enthusiastic about our plans.
All right, so it was more of the same. But she came here to talk you out of going through with it?
No, well, you know, she...
I want to know right now if you feel you were influenced in any way to leave me at that altar by something my mother said.
Your mother had very deep concerns for your happiness. And also about my readiness to make that kind of a commitment. And, yeah, maybe she nudged me a little into doing what I already knew I had to do.
I see. So what you're saying is we'd be married right now if my mother didn't come over here and make her final pitch.
Married and miserable. And probably separated by now. I think, if anything, you ought to be grateful to her.
Grateful that my mother conspired with my fiancé to humiliate me? Is that the kind of gratitude you're talking about?
Ruxton Hills is a beautiful neighborhood, but it has very unpleasant associations for Emily. Not only Royce's house, but James Stenbeck had an estate there.
Except that Emily's not going to be living with us, remember?
Well, but she's still my daughter. She's going to come visit. She's going to want to hang out.
Well, you know, we don't have a house yet, but we have a decorator.
Oh, right. I noticed that she and Royce stopped by Duncan and Jessica's table, too.
Yeah, and it wasn't a drop off her business card either.
Oh, Tom, I wish you had taken Shannon somewhere else for dinner. This is the second night in a row that she has been with Royce.
So what,
Mom? Oh, what a surprise. Are you dining alone tonight?
I hope not. It's very late, I know, but could you possibly have dinner with me?
Matter of fact, it is late. Mom's having dinner with me. If she doesn't mind if you join us, then I don't care.
Tom, that really isn't necessary, darling. I know you were just staying here to keep me company.
No, I wasn't. Actually, the kids gave me the night off, you know? So, what do you hear from Malta?
Well, Damien is progressing nicely, thank you.
You look like you've had kind of a rough day.
How very perceptive of you, as usual. That's probably what drew me here tonight.
Oh, you are, darling. Oh, excuse me, please. I'll be back.
May I have a very dry martini straight up?
So how did Damien react to the news that Hans had been spotted in Iran?
He was very glad that Interpol knows where Hans is, but he's not dropping his guard.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I don't think Interpol will let Hans escape, though.
I'm sending champagne over immediately. It's on the house. It's to wish you good luck for tomorrow. And I don't care if my son, the prosecutor, knows or not.
Oh, thank you, Lisa. I appreciate your support.
All right. Well, let's see what we can eat tonight for good luck. Ah, wow. The oysters are Blue Point tonight. Why don't we start you off with a couple dozen?
Oysters aren't supposed to be for luck. They're supposed to be aphrodisiacs.
Well, one person's aphrodisiac could be another person's luck.
I'm looking for luck in the courtroom.
Why restrict yourself?
Don't confuse me, Kirk. I need to give the menu my full attention. I would like to pick the perfect meal tonight. All my favorites.
Why?
Because it may be my last good meal. Eat and drink, for tomorrow I may be on a prison diet.
You forgot to say, and be merry. Look, you're not going to prison. I really don't think you are. But we could pretend you are, just so that we could indulge ourselves in any cravings that might come over us.
Us? You are not going to prison. You don't get to have your fantasies indulged.
Well, I was hoping the fantasies weren't all mine.
I do hope that having Royce and Shannon stop by your table was not awkward.
Not a bit.
Even if it were, Lisa, you're not responsible for Shannon's behavior.
Well, I know that, Jess. It's just that I didn't think she was coming here tonight, and I told you she wasn't.
You know, Lisa, I really don't want to talk about Shannon. Tonight, what I want to do is dance with my wife. Or should I say, my fiancée.
This is fantastic! I mean, when Courtney sees it, she's gonna be so proud of you. She's not gonna get... She'll get over being mad.
She saw it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, hey,
Do you have another
thanks,
copy
Julie.
of this?
No, that's the only copy.
She saw it when she said it.
She and her brother hung up on me.
They did what? How far is Zurich from Paris?
No.
No what?
We're only in Paris for a couple of days, and it's all paid for.
So we'll go to Zurich
Oh,
afterwards.
you gotta be kidding.
Yeah, you do have to be kidding. What are you thinking of, Julie? Nobody's going to Zurich to fight my battles. He's right.
Thank you.
Would you like a little coffee? I made some.
I would like a glass of water. Thank you.
Oh, water? Sure.
We have to do something.
Well, we're not going to Zurich, all right? We're spending enough time away from Mama as it is.
I think you'd like it if we took your mama to Paris with us.
Yeah, maybe I would.
You're not turning into a mama's boy on me, are you? I'm not gonna have to start getting jealous of Emma, am I?
Might.
Sleep deprivation. 70 million Americans have experienced it, but you don't have to. Introducing Sleep and All Soft Gels with the sleep aid preferred by 7 out of 10 doctors. New Sleep and All Soft Gels help you fall asleep fast.
Here's something different, sweetie.
Constantly switching your dog's food can sometimes lead to finicky eating behavior. So feed your dog a consistent diet, Purina Dog Chow every day.
Watch this. Sara Lee, 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 Sara Lee.
Now you know why we call it pound cake. And not just any pound cake. Sara Lee chocolate swirl. Real chocolate, real moist, real good.
Nobody doesn't like Sara Lee.
Quick. What's the first thing that comes to mind when I say X-Lax? Wrong. You haven't been paying attention all these years. First of all, it's a pill. Hello? In fact, it's 3 different pills, so you can choose only as much as you need. Regular, maximum relief, and extra dental. Gee, all those years without X-Lax. No wonder you're so cranky.
Today's X-Lax, not what you expect.
Yeah, we're just wrapping things up now. Well, I'm going to try to get the first flight out tonight. If I can, I'll call you. Okay. Yeah, I'll tell you all about it when I get home. I miss you, too. Well, I'm glad nobody thought to disconnect the phone.
Yeah, I wonder where Mrs. Simon is with the letter.
Yeah, I know. I hope she didn't change her mind. I'd hate to hang around another day for a warrant.
Hello?
Hey.
Valerie didn't come. She was tired. I said that was okay. She'd like that back.
She'll get it. Yeah. I really appreciate it, Seth. I know that you were very close to Ned. This has to be a big shock.
Yeah, well, don't worry about me. I am worried about my mother, though. You know, if this does turn out to be true, could you give me a call? or something before you go public on it so I can be there for her when you break the news?
Caleb asked me the same thing. I'll try, Seth. I'm sorry, that's the best I can do.
Okay, Bonnie's fine, and no calls from him.
Well, I'm not surprised, since Tom ordered him not to speak to you unless you checked with him first.
Well, yeah, I know, but I thought maybe I'd hear something encouraging in his voice. So I called him at home, and Barbara said he wasn't there, and she didn't know when he'd be back.
Oh, I bet she sounded really happy about that.
Yeah, well, she did. But, I just straight out asked her if he was working on the Link Lafferty case, and, she politely blew me off.
Well, in that case, I think we should go back to the dance floor. I want to take advantage of every precious moment I have left with you.
Before what?
Before you get embroiled in the trial.
Oh.
So, back to the dance floor where I can hold you close.
Excuse us.
That's nice, isn't it?
What?
A husband and wife who like each other as much as they love each other.
Well, they were friends first.
Well, that has a hopeful ring to it.
So, Eduardo, any further thoughts as to which one of your competitors Hans may have been working for?
There's really no way of knowing.
Which one would he have been working for when Patricia Kingsley was attacked?
Interpol has investigated all that.
Oh, I know that. I mean, but you must have an educated guess.
Darling, it's almost 8:30. You said you wanted it to be an early evening.
No, I don't. I'm kid-free.
Well, Tommy, you have your opening statement to prepare for tomorrow, right?
No, it's all done.
Oh, I'm stuffed. Listen, what do you say we get the check and head home?
Who says we're going home?
What are you planning on doing? Staying out all night and dancing? Or going out to the point out there in Neck or something? I don't know. What do you got?
Well, that's more like it, actually. Only it'll be more comfortable. I reserved a suite at the Lakeview.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Who's paying?
I am.
No kidding. Well, you know I don't have my toothbrush or my pajamas.
Darling, you're not going to need your pajamas. And your toothbrush is packed in a bag in the trunk of the car.
Well, you've just thought of everything, haven't you?
Yeah.
What's Emily going to say when we don't show up at midnight?
Well, I don't know. I left her a note. I hope she's going to be okay.
Well, I hope she won't be too shocked.
At what? Her married mother having an assignation at the Lakeview?
Well, if that's what this is, better get the check before your husband shows up. Waiter.
Lily,
oh my God.
Wake up.
Oh, thank God.
Hey,
All right.
it's okay.
Oh,
You're safe
thank
here.
God.
Lily, you were just dreaming. You were having a nightmare.
Some people say eating right means settling for less flavor. I say baloney. Well, like healthy choice cold cuts. We love them. Sure, they have less fat and salt, but I think that lets some more flavor come through. The seasonings they use in the bologna, the honey and the honey ham. It's delicious. Takes the ham and dips it in the mustard and eats it. It's gonna get eaten. It's not just gonna sit in my refrigerator. With healthy choice, we get the great taste, we get the nutrition, we get it all.
What's that fragrance you're wearing?
Exclamation. Make a statement without saying a word.
More than a leading cleaner, Clorox Cleanup Spray wipes out tough stains.
Not that I'm slow, but I always thought signing up for a long-distance plan would require part of my brain I'm not quite familiar with yet. But this True USA Savings thing from AT&T, cake! As long as I spend $25 a month, I can call anyone, anytime, anywhere in the U.S. and save 20%. And all I had to do was this. I just put it here, and it went like this. Hello. Boom. Done deal. 20% richer, 20% smarter.
Your true voice.
I have a fresh solution for denture odor. Minty Double Action Polident. It controls denture odor and cleans tough stains. Minty Double Action Polident. And when you're away from home, try the denture cleanser to go. New Polident wipes.
To help him reach his full potential, a puppy needs 3 things. Love, love, and Purina Puppy Chow. The extra nutrition your puppy needs.
Hey, who needs a house? You know, I've been doing a little mental arithmetic. We could live here at the Lakeview for the same price as some of the houses we've been looking at.
Well, let's move in. I love room service. We could have room service, breakfast in bed every single day. I've actually already ordered it. I've ordered everything on the menu, including the waffles, but they're homemade.
Oh, honey, this is really getting good.
I know. Turn off the light, and it'll get a lot better.
Oh.
Doesn't this feel wicked?
It certainly does. Just don't tell my wife, will you?
Listen, guys, thanks for stopping by. It's really good to have friends like you that help cheer me up.
Well, I hope it worked.
Yeah, it helped a lot. And have a great time in Paris.
We will.
We will if Caleb stops worrying about his mama.
Julie, you just don't understand. This is a very tough time for her, all right? Holden is being no help at all.
Well, maybe he will
Would
be
you guys
more help
please
once we're
take
at...
your problems out of here?
Gladly.
All right. Really good to see you. I got problems of my own, you know.
I know. It's gonna be okay. Courtney's gonna come to her senses. Don't worry about it.
Thanks. Thanks.
Bye, darling.
Bye. See you, pal.
See ya.
What'd you guys...
Hi, Andy, I'm sorry for bothering you. I was wondering if I could borrow those contacts, please.
Of the wedding day?
Yeah.
Are you sure you want them?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'll be happy to pay you for them.
No, I was paid for my work. Emily, I think that they upset you.
I'm not upset, Andy. I just want them.
Okay, yeah, I can get some prints made.
No, that's all right. Just the contacts.
You got it. Listen, I got some coffee left in there.
No, I've got someplace to go, but thanks.
Sure.
These are a big help. You know, Grandma's a wonderful cook. I think he was a little hurt that you didn't eat more. You still worried about Emily's visit?
No. I feel a little bad because, you know, in my own snide little way, I did kind of promise Susan that I would never tell Emily about her visit.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have if Emily didn't ask you right out.
That's true. You know, what the heck? I mean, it's better to have things out in the open, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what my life's been about lately anyway, and I just can't believe that Emily is still...
Yeah, I'm sure that Susan's in for a good tongue lashing when she and Larry get home. You think we should warn them?
Couldn't hide.
I think they're probably still at the Mona Lisa. Well, you know, they're looking for a house. They could be my hottest decorating prospect yet. Yeah, oh, Lisa, oh good, I'm glad you answered. Are Larry and Susan still there? Oh, okay. No, it's just something I wanted to ask her. I'm at Royce's. Well, I'm not sure what time I'm going to be home, so don't you wait up. Oh, Eduardo's still there. Well, then I'll make sure to stay as late as possible.
Looks like he's ready to eat with the big guys. It's tempting to let him eat adult foods now, but his growing body still has special nutritional needs. Needs that can be better served at any meal with Gerber Graduates, the only complete line of nutritionally smart foods made just for toddlers. The longer you can help him grasp the lesson of eating healthy now, the better his chances are for eating smart when he really is a big guy. Gerber Graduates, for learning to eat smart right from the start.
No matter what your head goes through, finesse conditions just for you.
Finesse adjusts to condition more on days you need it, less on days you don't.
Conditions more, conditions less. Beauty of the best.
What makes Sunsweet Orange and Luminescence Pitted Prunes so irresistible?
Zesty, tangy.
I can smell the citrus in it. I would never thought of an orange and a prune. I'd like to know how you guys did that.
How did they do that?
The age-old concept of one vitamin fits all has just been one-upped. Introducing today's One-A-Day, the only multivitamin with a range of 5 scientifically balanced formulas for different needs. Now there's a One-A-Day for women with more calcium. 55 plus with extra antioxidants which may reduce cell damage. Plus 3 more formulas designed for who you are and how you live. Now the first name in vitamins introduces a new line of vitamins. One-A-Day. We've got the one for you.
So, tell me about the evidence so compelling that you have to call me from an airplane. Rotten connection, by the way.
Oh, good, Tom, good. Why don't you blame me for the connection? I got a little something here for you. How do we say the Lafferty case is in the bag?
That's how you say it.
I'd prefer if you just left that the way it is. The lab's a little late getting in this morning. But that is the sweater that Ned Simon wore when he killed Link Lafferty.
And what makes you think so?
Because I found it watered up in the back of his closet. It's got bloodstains on it, Tom.
So couldn't you have waited to call me down here until after you had an analysis on those bloodstains?
No, because I also have the letter that Ned wrote to his daughter. And I'm hoping that this, along with the airline ticket, along with the red sedan, will be enough to convince you to put Connor's trial on hold.
Hello.
Hey, you're beautiful. You had a good time with Mama in town?
Oh, it was lovely, lovely. So all the new improvements they've made since last year, the harbor looks incredible, and all the shops on Republic Street are getting spruced up for the tourist season. It's incredible.
Well, I'm glad you had a good time.
I did.
I hope you were able to forget your bad dream for a while.
It was so real. I couldn't save you. I tried, but I couldn't.
Hey, at least you wanted to. I'm grateful for that. Maybe if you were sleeping in my arms, you wouldn't have nightmares anymore.
Let me show you what I bought.
This will give you a chance to see what it's like to have your old place back to yourself. Hi. I would have thought you would have left for work.
No. Where's Larry?
He had to go straight to the hospital. I wanted to come home and change first.
Did you have a nice time?
Oh, wonderful. What'd you do?
Oh, I had a great time. Yeah, I decided to have a look through the old family album. What do you think I found?
I know women love professional hair care products, but not the high price. I tell them, buy Tresemme. Tresemme gives you salon beautiful hair without the